Take one piece of egg and allow it to submerge in water for 24 hours without any mixture. After the settled time, it will become deshelled. This experiment illustrated an osmosis that involves air traveling through a semi-permeable membrane that affirms in the modern cell theory. The ability to allow only certain molecules in or out of the cell is referred to as selective permeability or semi-permeability. Cell membrane is responsible to control what goes in and out of the cell, special protective layer around that holds the components of the cell inside and act as a past protective barrier from the outside carefully. Since every single living thing is about one or more cell, which is part of the cell theory, that makes sense because every single cell has a membrane. We should mention the fluid Mosaic model to describe the cell membrane. It is called a mosaic. Just like an artwork from many small pieces together, this make a larger piece. The fluid implies movement, which is true for cell membrane. Fluid Mosaic model is composed of phospholipid, fatty acid, and proteins. The phospholipids in the cell membrane are arranged into two layers called a phospholipid bilayer. Each phospholipid molecule has a head and two tails. The head loves water, hydrophilic, and the tails hate water, hydrophilic. The water-hating tails are interior of the membrane, whereas the water-loving heads point outwards toward either the cytoplasm or the fluid that surrounds the cell. Fatty acid regulate fluidity and permeability of cell membrane. Proteins, which is three types: peripheral, integral, glycoproteins. Peripheral proteins, which don't extend across the membrane. They can be attached to the ends of integral proteins or not and help with transport or communication. Integral proteins are nestled into the phospholipid bilayer and stick out on either end. Integral proteins are helpful for transporting larger molecules like glucose across the cell membrane, while glycoproteins are molecules that comprise protein and carbohydrate chains that are involved in many physiological functions, including immunity. Many viruses have glycoproteins that help them enter bodily cells, but can also serve to be important therapeutic or preventive.